Welcome back to the Wayfaring Warbler, a YouTube channel about birding in Massachusetts, New England, and beyond.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of my little big year, Essex County, where I have to photograph or video as many species as I can in order for them to count toward my totals for 2026. Birding overall this weekend wasn't crazy. Yesterday I spent a full day on a Mass Audubon field trip, I guess you call them, where we were in search of rare birds, and not everything was in Essex County, so technically I only added one rare bird for Essex County, but I got some great photos, a video of other things I saw. I got another look at the Bohemian, so I'll be sharing some of that footage. And today I'm just out enjoying Parker River because I haven't really been able to had time to walk the trail and stuff for a couple weeks. Trying to get more looks at random things I can get, but otherwise nothing big on my list that I'm trying to target to get today. Just enjoying I wouldn't call this beautiful weather, but there's been sun on and off. But the last bits of fresh air before being cooped up inside for, well, I guess we have to shovel, so maybe not that long, but I hope you enjoy this episode and I will check back with you later. Today we are on our way to a Mass Audubon all-day trip. The title of the trip is called In Search of Rare Birds, and we can go anywhere up to 2 hours away from the Joppa Flats Mass Audubon Center. So I don't know what we have in store. I've been keeping an eye out on any really rare birds in New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, 2 hour radius, and haven't seen anything too exciting the last few days, other than the Bohemian waxwings that are still being seen at Parker River, and like a lot more than the one I saw on Sunday or Monday, whatever day I saw it. The plows went away from the highway, so the highway opened back up, and I will check back in later. The first stop on our journey was to Marblehead, to Devereux Beach, where a continuing eared grebe had been spotted for quite a while. This is apparently the 6th winter that this eared grebe has come here, and it is extremely rare in Massachusetts. In fact, this is a Western United States bird, and even a Eastern European bird. Its dark cap and dark neck are the main identifiers for this grebe compared to the other grebes we see in Massachusetts. Next, we headed to Refuge Beach, which is in Suffolk County, closer to Boston, and is in fact a place I actually stopped Thursday night after work in search of these exact birds. For a few weeks now, one glaucous gull and a few Iceland gulls have been spotted at Refuge Beach alongside thousands of gulls that came to shore after a recent high tide that brought a ton of clams onto shore and therefore thousands of gulls. At one point, I think people were counting over 9,000 gulls, possibly even more. At this point, there's not that many, but still a lot of gulls, which you'll see in various pictures here. This video is of an Iceland gull, which I have already seen this year. But the true highlight was searching for the glaucous gull, which someone identified further away in a flock because it stood out as a very large white bird. And here it flew a lot closer, actually right in front of us, and I got some video of it in the water. You'll see it is a large all white gull, actually larger than American herring gulls, which are our second largest, normally next to greater blackback gulls. I was lucky enough to get some photographs of it in flight here. You can notice its bright pink legs, its all white body, and its bicolored bill of a black tip with pink closer to its face. And then we'll be left around, this was around the time we were planning on leaving anyway, but basically all the gulls on the beach took to the skies, and they stayed there for quite a while, and I mean, we left before they came down. Something spooked them, or they were looking for food.
Look at that in the air.
Who knows? But I mean, this is amazing. Never seen anything like it. I mean, up close. I think I've seen something like this from very far away before, but up close like this was incredible. We then headed up to New Hampshire to the Hampton Rye area. I saw a red-throated loon, which I still need in Essex County this year after seeing so many this fall. And then after we went to New Hampshire, we went back to Parker River, where once again we saw the Bohemian waxwing. This time there was only one after reports so many over the week. But we got some really good looks, good video looks. And you can, see, look at its rufous tail. I mean, this time compared to last time, there's no branches in his face, so this is much better. And then of course I had to take some beautiful shots of regular cedar waxwings. Yes, just regular, but still beautiful. No offense, cedar waxwings. And then after the trip was over, I stopped at a known owl spot on my way home and caught that really cool video of him climbing up into the tree. On Sunday, I wanted to spend basically the entire day at Parker River after not really having a ton of time there the last couple weeks. While looking for the Bohemian again at Hellcat, where it had been spotted the last couple days, I spotted a hairy woodpecker, which is a first of the year sighting in Essex County after seeing several in New Hampshire last weekend. These photos and videos are with a brand new camera, which I am going to get into later because I had early in the morning had a technical mishap. My new camera has better video capabilities, so from here on out you're gonna see some better video footage. So I was testing it here on the cedar waxwings, and the photos I think are just as good, but the video was pretty cool. One of the things I wanted to do that day was snowshoe down to the Pines Trail and beyond. So I did just that. I stopped in at the blind to see if there was anything in the trees around there, but there wasn't too much. So I am bummed out, and I wasn't sure I was going to share this, but this morning I had a little accident with my Nikon D500, my DSLR that I haven't really had all that long. I'd already been trying to figure out if it was time to upgrade anyway to mirrorless for the sake of this channel and getting better video, since when I bought my D500 I had no interest in doing video, and now I do a lot of video. But I have a new tripod head, and it wasn't holding my camera securely on the head of the tripod, and it slipped off and broke off the camera, and the lens separated, and it broke, rather than the lens, and thankfully it broke the camera body, which is kind of a bummer. Knowing I needed content and couldn't, I have an old really basic camera that was backup, but now that I'm doing video, it really can't be backup. So I ended up driving up to New Hampshire to purchase a mirrorless at Best Buy, and I ended up getting the Nikon Z6 III. I've been debating between a Z8, a Z9, and then a Z6 III. Z6 III has really good video capabilities, and the others were monsters, and if I was going to upgrade, like, should I just go all the way, was my question. They had a D8 and a D6 III there to try, and I have really small fingers, and the Z8 was kind of too big to be comfortable, and there was a bunch of pluses for the Z6 III. I am going to be getting some kind of drop insurance or whatever now, which I had kind of considered before, but since the D500 wasn't really a camera body that is still being made, I hadn't really thought it was entirely worth it, although maybe I should have gone ahead and done that. Yeah, so kind of a bummer of a day, and trying to get over it still, because I tend to, I don't know, take things like harder than I should. But yeah, now I have a new camera body. Hopefully, as I'm trying to figure it out today, hopefully I get some really cool new video on it. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that, since, I'm trying to be real here and things happen, but we'll just try better from here. both in an effort to try to make myself feel better and because I wanted to check out all these areas I hadn't had time to see in at least a couple of weeks. I also headed down the Hellcat Trail. I've probably been in more than a few weeks since all this snow. Again, didn't really see anything too interesting, but that's fine. And then I decided I wanted to head to Salisbury Beach for the last few minutes of the day to practice more of my new video capabilities. I like to pull over near the Turnpike Bridge on Plum Island on my way to or from and spotted this red-breasted merganser. At Salisbury Beach, I headed right to the beach itself, those high tide, and spotted this huge raft of greater scops. I think I counted like 37, which was difficult. And then I got this common goldeneye. I pretty quickly learned I need a tripod for video, even though this camera has better video stabilization. Handholding is still difficult. I got this shot. So yeah, the photos of this new camera look good. And then a gadwall, everyone's favorite. And then I was heading out and the people in front of me around the outer road had stopped and were looking up at something. And I spotted this, what I thought was either a merlin or a falcon on top of the tree. Whenever you see someone pulled over and looking at something, you always got to slow down and look. And in this instance, it was great. This is a merlin and it is my first of the year. So that was exciting. And great looks, got right up close. And then I always stop at lot 1 at Salisbury Beach because the gulls tend to hang out there in the middle, which they aren't plowing the middle of the parking lot right now. So there's lots of snow there. And they were all facing one direction, which they do. I believe they face, it's something about the wind. And I just thought they looked like little minions. So I took these photos and I think they're really funny, especially the cross legs there. Well, that's a wrap on another week. Ending at Salisbury Beach before the massive snow blizzard comes. Got an unexpected addition to the list, which just goes to show you never know what you're going to get. You never know where you're going to get it. Yeah, so we're here enjoying the last bits of daylight before it's gone. And hunkering down for yet another storm. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. So in total this week, we added 3 species for Essex County for a total of 83, and for New England, we added 4 total for 93 species and 2 lifers.
If you enjoyed wandering with me today, give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep following where the birds lead next. Thanks for watching. Until next time.